For mapping, we're going to start by finding the midpoint, which is like the middle bridge of the nose. Once we have our midpoint, we're going to take our sticky ruler off the backing of the paper. Okay. I like it to go a little bit above the eyebrow area. Okay, so I have room to draw underneath. I'll take my pre-inked string, which has carbon on it. And then usually I will go with either like where the tear duct of the nose is, or even this crease of the nose. And for her purpose, since she has no eyebrows, we're gonna go with that crease right here to start out with, to find the bulb of the nose. So that's my A point, which you see it's over here on the one that's past the A. So we're gonna copy it on the other side. Okay. Then we're gonna go ahead and find the point for her arch, which usually is in the center of the pupil, which would be around here. If you see, it's just after that B. It's like the second one after the B. Okay, so the idea is to get them in the same places on both sides. Come down. You want to use the edge of that eye. You see the edge where the eye closes, and then you'll go like that. So on here, it's on the 8. I call this your ABCs because you have your A, B, and C on the ruler. Okay, so we need to know where our bulb's going to start, or from the front of the bow, where the arch will be, and then where the tail is going to land. So for this part, you can kind of use, if the client has no eyebrows, you can use the base of their eyebrow here where that bone is to find the bottom eyebrow. But for our purposes here, to make it a little harder, we're going to bring this up above just a little bit. So that'll be the base of the eyebrow. So I'd like to make a little bit of a point where my line that goes vertically and horizontally, where those meet, I make a little point. Okay, number 2 is I want to see where I'd like my eyebrow to go, like kind of what angle. So I think that looks really good. So I'm going to make a dot here. I'm going to go to the other side, see where this string lines up exactly on the other side, and make a dot where these two items match, where these two lines intersect. So now we have the front of our bulb, the points there, the bottom of our arch, and now we can do our top of our bulb, which I actually think where this line was for the arch is pretty good. So we can use that one already. The idea is to create 4 different points. You'll have 2 for the bulb, top and bottom. You'll have 2 for the arch, bottom and top, and then you'll have 1 for the tail. So since this one kind of angles from here to here, right? So we want this one to angle similarly. So now you put a point there where those two lines meet, and then we take our string to go across to see where it would land on this side. Okay, so right about here. Okay. Now we kind of want to envision like where this line would go. If we put the tail over here, if it ends here, you're going to have a really saggy eyebrow. If it's like right in here, that's probably a little bit better, kind of towards that middle of that one. And we're going to come across and mark this on this side. Now you're going to use your string to go from the middle of this point to the middle of this point, from the middle of this point to the middle of this point, from this point, middle of this point to the tail, from the top of the arch to the tail, and you can kind of see you have your design started right here. So you can just kind of use your pencil to draw it in a little bit better. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing over here. Go from this point to this point, from this point to this point, This point to that point, to the tail, this to the tail over here. Kind of outline this a little bit better so we can see it. And then we can take all this off. And on the mannequin, it's really more difficult to remove all of this, so we're not even gonna try. An eraser sometimes works pretty well, like a pencil eraser. So we'll try a little bit of that to get all this excess stuff out of the way here. Might make more of a mess, but that's okay. But the actual pencil comes off pretty easy with this. So right now it looks pretty squarish, and not many customers like it to look super square. So we're gonna come up and just make this a little prettier so that when we show the clients, we show them the final product. We usually want to have that all complete before we actually show them the eyebrow, so that they don't like try to pick it apart and everything. So there's the eyebrows. And then let's say they want a little more curved eyebrow, so we can go in from here, go up a little bit. So just kind of taking the edge of this eyebrow off so it's not so square looking. Okay. And this one, you can do the same thing. You might have to tweak it a little bit once you sit them up and look at them. Okay, there you go. And here you can kind of curve it a little bit with your pencil and then just kind of take off this excess so that you have a nice curved eyebrow versus a really square pointy eyebrow. Same up here. You just take this little edge off here and come through and erase that area so it looks nice and bold and pretty. You can kind of see what we have going on here. Same with this one. Take that little edge off. Okay. And same in here. We'll take this little edge off and just clean it up. Can't get all this stuff off, so we won't be able to see that very well. But you can kind of have an idea of what those eyebrows would look like. And we'll back out the camera just a little bit so you can see there. You can see your client's eyebrows here, client's eyebrows there. Okay, that's your mapping.